Okay, let's dive into the presentation. This is a very old riddle. I heard about this a while back, and I thought it might be interesting to translate it to English, which is what we're doing now. It's an ancient Thai riddle, and this is something that you may come across some old paintings in Thai temples like this one, and that will have this riddle on it. Who am I? Four people are carrying me, these four. Three are walking along, these three. I'm sitting in the carriage, and there's two people leading the way. They lead the way from the back because they are carrying the light. Can you guess what it means? Let me give you a few more hints then. As we dive into the presentation, let's go through each line of the verse. The four people are carrying me are the four material elements that make up our body, or in the ancient language, we call them Mahabhuta. Mahabhuta. The four material elements that make up our body, according to the ancient Buddhist texts, are the solid element, the liquid element, the heating element, and the air element, also known as the movement element. And they are also, you can also call them by the ancient names, earth, water, fire, and wind. But already in the Buddhist text, they are described as the solid, liquid, heating, and air element. In other words, our physical being. The four people who are carrying me is your physical body. Anybody has a clue yet? So, who are the three that are walking along? Can you remember? There are three that are walking along. These are here. The three that are walking along is that everything in the world has three characteristics. First of all, everything in this world, including ourselves, is impermanent, anicca. Anicca means that it's impermanent, it's subject to change, and eventually it will come to destruction. Whether we are talking about our body or the things that are belongings, the things around us, or even the people that we may deal with in our lives, all of this is impermanent. The second thing is everything in the world, according to the Buddha, is of a nature that it causes us suffering. This may sound very pessimistic, but the point is that nothing in the world can really give us true happiness except for the trained mind. That is the point. So suffering, dukkha, means that everything in the world cannot really provide us with that real fulfilling happiness. It's of a nature to decay, it's of a nature to be impermanent, it's of a nature to change, and therefore its very nature is that it cannot really provide happiness. The third characteristic is not self. Not self means that it's of a nature that it doesn't really, it's not really something we can grasp. It doesn't consist of a real true self. For example, if you think that your body is yourself, no, you're wrong, because your body, you cannot prevent it from becoming old. So it's not really in your control. When something isn't really in your control, you cannot really consider it yourself. It's not really your own. It's not really of you. Everything in the world is therefore like this. It's not self. It's not really something we can grasp. It's not really something we can say, this is a self, this is always there, this is something we can control. Everything in the world has these three characteristics. And why is that important to know? Because it will help us to move inward and not to be attached to the things outside and the people that cannot really give us happiness. Anyone has a clue yet? 4 people who are carrying me is our body. The 3 people who are walking along is the characteristics of impermanence, suffering, and not self. And who are the 2 that are leading the way? Let's look at that then. The 2 that are leading the way are merit and demerit. In the ancient language, punya, apunya. Or in Thai these days, they will say bun, bun. And the other one is bab in Thai. So merit and demerit is our 2 sorts of energies. Let's start with merit first. Merit, as you know, most of you will probably be familiar with this term. Merit is a form of energy. It's just like electricity or fuel, but within the mind. And it arises as soon as we intentionally do something good. Opposed to merit, there is also demerit. When we create, which we create when we act, when we speak, or we even think out of greed, anger, or delusion. So these 2 are opposed to one another. When we are doing something meritorious, when we do create merit, it's because we are acting from a source of wisdom, kindness, generosity, all of these good qualities. But demerit comes from more negative qualities like greed, anger, or delusion. So these are 2 opposites kind of energies, and they lead our lives in a certain sense, in that they affect our lives a lot. Karma and merit are similar terms, but not exactly the same. Merit is the energy that comes from karma, and it is actually the energy that causes the results of karma to manifest. So karma and the results of karma has a merit as a sort of connecting energy. So this is something that I hope will make you understand what merit actually is. Karma doesn't need to be negative. It can also be positive. When it's negative karma causing us suffering, then the energy will be called demerit, as I already said before. Merit is in many Buddhist texts compared to water because it's a sort of energy that we can accumulate by doing good. It's also difficult to measure, and it can travel great distance in the sense that we can tell other people about the good deeds that we've done, and in that way they will also rejoice in that goodness. And in that way, it can be like a domino effect. When we do something good and tell other people about it, they want to join in, and in that way it can travel great distance, just like water. And it can also dilute demerit. So when we do something good, it can actually cause the energy in us that is dark and that is causing us suffering to become less strong. But the energy of demerit will still be there. It will just be less strong. And of course, it brings us well-being and happiness, just like water gives us refreshment. So then we have explained nearly every part of the verse, right? 4 people are carrying me, 3 are walking along, and I'm sitting in the carriage, and there's 2 people leading the way. The only line that I have not explained yet is I'm sitting in the carriage. And who am I? Anybody wants to try? I'm sitting in the carriage. Who am I? I am the mind. The mind is carried by the body. It is subject to impermanence. According to Buddhism, both our mind and our body are impermanent. It is subject to suffering. Our mind is still subject to change. And it can create happiness, but only if we train it. And it's also subject it's not really our true self. The mind and body are still subject to change. They are not really our true self. But more importantly, a lot of the things that we own, that we put a lot of effort and devotion into, are also subject to change and cannot really bring us happiness. And therefore, it's more important to look inwards. When we look inwards, we'll notice that merit and demerit are the energies that really guide us. But when we are smart, of course, we will do much good and therefore strengthen our good motivations and intentions. So we have to follow the right lady here. There are two ladies here, and we have to follow the right one. So the conclusion for today is that our body and mind are impermanent. They are a source of suffering and not self. We therefore have but little opportunity to make our life meaningful. So let's all use the opportunities we got, because merit and demerit continue to affect our lives. But it's up to us which one we want to follow. If we do a lot of good, we are generous, we help our fellow human beings, we meditate often to clear up our mind, which is also very good to do. And we try to lead an ethical life, saying the right words, taking responsibility for our family and our work. This is the good life, and this is what this ancient verse is trying to tell us. So I hope that this was useful to you in some extent. But now we move on to another program. But before we do that, I would like to make a few announcements to just let you know the upcoming activities. So there's a number of activities that are coming up in the English language, and I would like to let you know. So I'm just going to show you those activities. Now, I've just updated to Windows 11, so I'm not sure if I do this in the right way, but let me just check whether it works. Can you see this image?
No.
No?
Now, yes. Yes.
Okay, good. So this is the upcoming activities in Europe in spring and summer. So of course we will continue to have these Saturday nights at 8 p.m. But the full moon nights we have already cut out because it was difficult to manage because it's a different day every month. The 28th March we had the information evening that was yesterday. And in May, there will be several days of mindfulness that Lopi Pasura is having in Italy. And he's also doing those in July in different countries, Norway, Denmark, and Germany as well. We will also have a European ordination program. If you've never tried temporary ordination, you should. It's a really wonderful experience. Christian, you should take your chance. We also have Lompi Nick coming up in going to teach a little bit in Scandinavia in June in different places. And the most important thing that we have to know about today is that there will be an upcoming retreat in July that is called East Meets West, and it's a meditation retreat in Belgium. Just before we go to that, I'd just like you to know that most of these activities they have different ways of registration. So the activities of Lumpi Pasura, most of the time we have to check with our local temple in order to apply for that. If you want to apply for the ordination program, it's monkslife.org. But the activities of Lumpi Nick and Michael have a different link. And this is, the link was very long, so I simplified it a little bit. Ven Nick in Scandinavian. Ven meaning venerable. And there are also many activities in the UK. So if you are living in the UK and you haven't checked it out yet, you should. peaceaday.com is the current website. So this is all I'd like to share with you today. Don't forget that we also have a YouTube channel, Dhammakaya EU. You can easily find it on YouTube, where we have edited videos like the teaching of today, and our volunteers are helping to edit those teachings.